Hi! Today I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite holiday or Christmas books to read. These are not necessarily holiday books, like not all of them are Christmas themed, but they're books that I feel like have a very wintry holiday spirit. This little sweetheart is right here. Hi! Before we really get into this, let me just say that, oh my gosh, she just wants all the pets. Okay, before we really get into this, let me just say that I think that the holiday season is one of the best times of the year to just curl up with a book. And part of the reason is that a lot of people get a little bit of time off, so there's that extra time. Plus, I feel like, especially for me anyway, like Christmas Day and my family is a pretty lazy day. We will like open our stockings and then just kind of lounge around, maybe take a walk. So that's just like, there's something about reading on that day that's better than reading on other days. I don't know how to explain it. Oh my God, that's so good. Oh, this is my first time trying this. Let's get into this. So number one, probably always my number one around the holidays, is Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris. If you haven't read it already, I highly recommend it, especially if you like humorous short stories, if you like fiction and nonfiction. There's both fiction and nonfiction, and it's just like my favorite holiday book. Me and my family will read excerpts from it every Christmas. That's how much we love it. We'll just be like, let's read a story out loud, and it'll be from that book. So like, it is just so humorous, so relatable. Specifically, I really like the Santaland Diaries, which is the longest, I think it's the longest story in the book. And it's so funny, and he also does readings of the Santaland Diaries, so if you're looking for something to kind of do with your family for Christmas or with your friends that's not like revolving around presents or food, it's always really fun to like make a cup of tea and watch or listen to one of his readings, because it's just hilarious. In addition to the autobiographical nonfiction essays, does have fiction essays, and I do really appreciate that because I feel like it creates a really diverse little collection. They're all just really good. There's no story in that book that I haven't read multiple times, and I will continue to read them all. So that's probably my number one. Number two would be You Better Not Cry by Augustin Burroughs. It's still a collection of short stories or essays, and it's a little different from Holidays on Ice because it is completely autobiographical. So there are, unlike David Sedaris, there aren't any fiction stories put in there. I do like it because Augustin Burroughs has a really dry sort of humor. It is, I will say, significantly darker in tone. So this is for people that maybe are feeling angsty during the holidays. If you are annoyed with your friends or family, maybe this is a good read for you. My favorite from this collection is probably The Best and Only Everything. It's about a partner of his who has an HIV diagnosis and just how that changes a lot of things in their relationship. Definitely a darker tone. He still has that dry kind of humor in there though, so truly, this is so good. Number 3 is maybe a little bit more of a personal pick, but honestly this time of year, like when it starts to get a little bit chillier, colder, snowier, rainier, I am always drawn to Sherlock Holmes. And I don't know why, but I guess it's just the vibe. It's just the vibe, okay? My number 3 pick is The Complete Sherlock Holmes Volume 1. Volume 2 is good as well. I just prefer Volume 1. So I would highly recommend it if you haven't read it. And even if you have, reading it this time of year is perfect. I think my favorite from that collection is The Sign of the Four, which is also really, it's longer than a lot of the other stories in there. It's like a full novel. But I really like it because it's got such like a winding plot. It's got kind of a little bit of everything. There's like people disappearing, there's treasure, like there's just all these interesting things. And it's where we meet Mary, who eventually marries Watson. So, and I really like her character. They feel like a good fit for me. It starts off with the disappearance of Mary's father. So she like goes to Watson and Holmes and is like, can you help me find my father? But then all of these weird little things keep coming out, like all of these other kind of mysteries, and it just, the thread keeps unraveling further, and it's really interesting. I would definitely recommend that. I would recommend all the stories in that book. Just a great kind of wintry, cold weather, cozy up read. And it's got that pace and that intrigue. Ooh, love it. My number, what are we on? 4. Hold on. My 4th favorite holiday Christmas book is Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. And this was actually like a kind of personal writing he did. So when his kids were little, he wrote them letters from Father Christmas, which, I mean, great dad move. After he died, they were compiled into a book. And it's just like a really cute read. It's honestly great for kids, but great for adults, and just really adorable. 10 out of 10, fun for the whole family. Holiday fun for the whole family. And there's not really that much to say about it. It's letters from the perspective of Father Christmas. It actually reminds me a lot of when I was little and my dad used to make up these stories with recurring characters, and they all had like their little interactions. I would recommend it if you're a Tolkien fan. I would recommend it if you're not a Tolkien fan. But I think Tolkien fans might appreciate it that much more. So, yes. My 5th and final favorite holiday book is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I mean, it's Harry Potter. So, I don't think I even need to explain myself any further. I think that the first one specifically does a really good job of setting up like Harry living with the Dursleys, and then once he gets to Hogwarts, he feels kind of like he has a home, and he gets to spend his first Christmas in a place that feels like home, and there's something about that that's really special. And the descriptions of Hogwarts at Christmas time are some of my favorite descriptions in the books, and I just think, especially in that first book, like there's something really special about it for Harry, and then for us as the reader going along on that journey with him. Yeah, those are my 5 favorite holiday books. If you have anything that you want to add, I definitely would be interested in new book suggestions. I'm gonna go drink more ginger drink now, so I will see you later.